So good morning once again. Due to electricity trouble, I was unable to start the lecture in time. Okay, let it be. So here we are, and we are starting unit number 3. Name of this unit is selection of belt. As we are going to see the syllabus for this particular unit is selection of flat and V belt from standard manufacturer's catalog, okay, and design data book. Here, numericals are expected for flat belt as well as for the V belt also. Now, the assignment questions from the assignment booklet, that questions will be given to you. Then title selection means actually we are not going to directly design belts. That is nothing but what should be the length of that belt, what should be the width of that belt, what should be the thickness of that belt, which material we are going to use for that belt, because belts are manufactured from different materials. Okay, and in that case, directly we are going to select that belt as per our requirement. That means, you know, that for transmitting power, we are going to utilize that belt, and instead of wasting much more time on that belt design, directly designer can select that belts from catalogs which are provided by the manufacturer, or from design data book. That is nothing but the book which we have to refer, standard design data book. Okay, then belt is nothing but a device which transmits power. We all know it. This word is what we have used it in applied mechanics and all other uh, prerequisites which you have learned. Okay. Then central idea of this particular unit is that that belts are generally, as I told you, that uh, are not designed; they are selected. That's why we should know what is the procedure by means of which we can select that belt, and which criteria is utilized for that selection, as well as what type of information is provided by the manufacturer or in design data book. That we should know. Then and then only it is possible to select that belt. For example, if suppose you go to any shop, hardware shop, and if you ask for the belt, he is going to ask you what the number, which type he is going to ask first, and later on he is going to ask what is the number of belt. So that number we should be able to read. Okay, what that number means, and exactly based on what we are going to give numbering to that belt, and how we are going to choose the particular belt. Okay, we should aware that how the power is going to transmit with the belt, and how we are going to what we can say uh, have different belts or sizes of that belt. What exactly is going to change when you are going to change the number? That all things we are going to learn in this particular unit. Then as we know that this power transmission is exactly what is the main part of any machinery, where couplings are required, or we are going to transmit power by means of chain, or we are going to transmit power by means of gears. And this belt is also one important device by means of which we are going to transmit the power, as well as we are going to vary the torque which is transmitted from prime mover to machinery. This prime mover means where the power is generated or where the power is converted. If you are going to take electric motor, then electric motor, that electrical power is converted into mechanical power. If you are going to take example of IC engine, then chemical power is converted into mechanical power, right? That energy conversion is taking place, and that energy is, or that power is transmitted to the required station or required place where it is utilized, and we can run the machinery. So this unit has been introduced in our syllabus because as we are dealing with the various parts of the machinery and that its design, that's why this selection of belt is also a important part from the machinery design or design of any machine. That's why it has been introduced in our syllabus. Okay. Then after completion of this particular unit, you will able to select the belt. Okay. And we are going to get some tips for the selection of that belt. Then drive selection table and its utilization. You are able to read the selection tables which are supplied by the manufacturer, and how you are going to utilize it in case of flat as well as V belt. And you will able to learn that requirement of belt, that is in terms of specifications for the particular application. Okay, so definitely you will able to ask some specifications which are required, which are important from the selection of that belt, because ordinary person cannot read that catalog which has been provided by the manufacturer. You should have knowledge of some parameters which are required to select that belt. Now, if we are going to see the introduction of this belt, then when we are going to design or when we are going to define that belt, then this belt can be defined as a looped strip of flexible material. Now we know that in KTOM we have learned that there are different types of links. That is nothing but solid link, then flexible link, and hydraulic link. In case of flexible link, these belts are coming. So we know that belts are some made up from the flexible material. Okay, and that's why we are going to use this word as a flexible material. So it is a looped strip of flexible material used to mechanically link two or more rotating shafts. Now here two or more word has been used because in some applications one single belt is used to run or to operate uh, two or more shafts also. In case of basically if you have seen, then timing belt is the belt which is used for IC engines, where that single belt is going to rotate 2-3 different shafts, and where the camshaft, then other injection shaft, okay, shaft which is used for the handling the wash pumps, that all shafts are run with single belt and which is connected to again to crank, right? In further slides I will show the picture of that. Then they are used as a one of the source, important source of motion, and to efficiently transmit the power. But as we know that belts are coming under the category of what? Positive drive, or some slippage is allowed in belt. What you will learn? Is it a positive drive? My question is that whether belts are positive drive. Rope belt or gear and chains are positive drive. Basically positive drive means where the slippage is not going to occur. Have you seen such cases that when the required torque is going to increase, then belt is going to slip on that pulley?
Yes, sir.
Yes, that means it is not a positive drive. Belts are not coming under the category of positive drive, right? But gears and chain drive is coming under the category of positive drive. Okay, so this is used one of the efficient, because as compared to the gear drive and chain drive, efficiency is less in case of this belt because slippage is going to occur, and slight slippage is allowed in case of belt. So that again we can take as a positive side, because when the slippage is going to occur, then rest of the machinery is remaining safe. Some breakage or failure is not going to occur, as the failure is occurring in the power transmission. Hence the power transmission is stopped, and further breakage or further breakdown is stopped. Okay, so that is the positive side of that belt drive. But negative side is that if the slippage is more, then efficiency will get reduced. The power which we want to transmit, that much power will not be transmitted, or power which is generated in with the help of prime mover, that all power is not transmitted. Okay, that is the negative side. So when we are going to use this belt drive, obviously we have to use pulleys also. Okay, so over the pulleys we are going to lap that belt, and hence the power transmission is taking place. One more thing we have to consider while transmitting power with the help of belt, all this power is transmitted with the help of friction. If the friction is higher in between pulley and belt, then maximum power is transmitted. If the friction is reduced by any means, then power transmission losses will be more, as the slippage will be more. So we have to make these belts of such material where the coefficient of friction is more, because basically in KTOM also we have not learned that what the friction is. Previously in previous syllabus that unit was there, but now it is not included in our KTOM subject. But basic formula for the frictional force you are knowing, F suffix F I am writing here, that is the frictional force, is equal to mu into N, where N is the normal reaction. And mu is the coefficient of friction. Am I right? So either you can increase mu or you can increase normal reaction to increase the frictional force. So mu is depend upon the material, and N is depend upon how much force you are going to exert while you are transmitting the power. So these belts are made sufficient tight, as well as they are manufactured from such a material for which coefficient of friction is higher. Okay, so this total force or torque which is transmitted with the help of belt, it is also known as frictional torque. Okay, is depend upon this frictional torque, where torque is, again, you know, that radius multiplied by force. Radius here we are going to consider radius of pulley. Okay, so these terms are important while you are going to use this belt drive. So all the power is transmitted with the help of friction. Okay, in some applications these belts may not be closed. Okay, or they are not manufactured as a close belt. By means of some external material we have to close them. For example, you might have seen such application where the flat belts are used, and they are not manufactured in single piece. Later on, the flat belt is cut as per the requirement, and the joint is made for that flat belt, right? And they are made as a loop or complete belt. Am I right? So in some cases, these belts are not available with a single piece. We have to take it, and later on, according to our application, we have to cut that belt and we have to make the joints. So that is one case. Second case is that in case of this belt drive, you can rotate the pulleys in same direction as well as in the opposite direction. So when we are going to rotate pulleys in the same direction, open belts are used. That is nothing but if this pulley is rotating in clockwise direction, this pulley is also going to rotate in the clockwise direction in case of open belt drive. Whereas if you want to rotate that pulleys in opposite direction, then cross belts are used. Okay, if suppose this input pulley is rotating clockwise direction, then output pulley will rotate in anti-clockwise direction. Okay, so this is called as open belt drive, and this is called as cross belt drive. So these are some what basic things which we have to understand, and later on we have to use this belt drive. But before going to that, let me ask one question. Can you give a single advantage of this belt drive, which is very easy? You might have learned it in your prerequisite subject, applied mechanics?
Long distance power transmission.
Yeah, power transmission can be done with long distance. Okay, and that is what the major advantage of this belt drive. Again, it is not too long. If we are going to use ropeways, suppose distance is in kilometers, like in case of ropeways, you might have visited to Raigad, where you might have seen the ropeways. Or there also power is transmitted by means of rope drives. Okay, and in that case, rope drives or ropes are used to transmit the power very long distance. But in case of belt drives, that distance is limited. But it is again, it is possible to transmit power with the center distance, where the center distance of two pulleys are more. Is it audible now?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Do you have any question related to the previous? Related to the previous slide, do you have any question? Hello? If not, we'll see this particular slide. Here we'll come to know that why belt drives are used. Okay. Then, as already I have discussed, these belt drives are used to transmit power. Okay. That is, torque is transmitted. Torque can be modified also using different sizes of pulley. Okay. Then these particular belt drives are used to transmit power from motor, okay, from paddles, that is in case of hand operated machines, then from engines in case of windmills, turbines, okay, to drive this conveyor belt. You might have seen conveyors where the conveyor belts are used to transmit wood from one place to another place, okay. Then black wheels, bikes, okay. In case of bike also, some bikes are used operated by means of belt, okay, that is high speed bikes. Then generators, then rock crushers, okay, where this belt is used. In dryers, in food industry, dryers are also operated or are the devices where this belt is used. All these what examples where the belts are used are nothing but the machineries which are operated by means of some prime mover, like engine or motor, okay, and that power is transmitted from one place to another place, okay. Then as we discussed that For the large distance, these belt drives can be used. Okay, or in case of flexibility of distance, in some cases, what happens that center distance is not exact one, where some sort of what we can say changes are taking place while the machinery is in operating condition. In such cases, these belt drives are preferable. Okay, where we cannot use gear drives, because in case of gear drives, what happens that distance between two shafts should be exact. Then and then only we are going to mesh that two different gears, right? So where the flexibility is required, like mostly in case of food industries, or where the what we can say, like in case of stone crusher, okay, where the possibility is there that the center distance may get changed. In such cases, these belt drives are preferable, because basically belts are manufactured from flexible material. Okay. Then these belt drives are used again for the moderate transmission of torque. If you want to transmit large torque, then we have to prefer gear drives. Okay. But belt drives are preferably used for the moderate type of torque transmission. Again, as compared to the gear drives or any other drive, that is like chain drive, these belt drives are cheaper. Okay, and they can be uh, available easily. Okay, some important, or what we can say expensive manufacturing process is not required for that, so they are cheaper. That's why these gear drives are used. Okay. The maximum speed ratio which we can achieve is 3.5:1. Okay, in case of belt drive, and if you want to have more than that, then we have to go for the gear drives. Any question? Shall we move further? Let me know if you are having. Yeah. Yes. Yes. Okay. If you are having, because I think this overview and all that part you have learned in prerequisites only. Just I am going to take overview of all that things, okay, which already you have learned, where I am going to just brush up your knowledge. Then, as we know that how the belt drives are arranged, that is nothing but from transmitting the power of prime mover to machinery. What we are going to, are different terminologies which are used in case of belt drive that we are going to see. So first thing is that idler pulley. Okay, now this idler pulley is used to maintain a constant tension in that belt. Now here I'll draw the diagram if you are able to see it. If suppose this is one pulley and this is second pulley, at left corner I'm going to draw it. And if one idler pulley is used in between, if suppose this is arrangement and belt drive is used for that, you might have seen some pulley which are not taking part actually in that functioning of that machinery, but they are connected with this belt drive. One or two we can use, and this type of pressure can be applied with the help of this idler pulley on belt, so that we can maintain this tension if the belt is possibly going to become loose because of the change in center distance. To adjust that tension in that belt, this idler pulley is used. Okay, it is not going to take part in transmission of that torque or in functioning of that machinery, but just it is used to uh, maintain the constant tension in that belt drive. Then slack side and tight side. If suppose this pulley is rotating in clockwise direction, okay, then this particular side is called as tight side. Actually, pulling is taking place from the upper side, and this belt is moving in this direction, right? Here it is moving in this direction. So this belt is pulled by means of this driver, and this is driven, okay? And later on it is pushed towards the driven pulley. So this side is slack side, and this upper side is tight side, okay? So top side of the belt in horizontal arrangement. Now this can be considered as a horizontal arrangement, okay? And bottom side of the belt drive in case of horizontal arrangement, that is called as slack and tight side, okay? Then idler pulley can be used from the inner side of that belt or from the outer side of that belt, okay? And one more guideline is there for using idler. That is, idler pulley should be at the same diameter or larger than the driver or driver pulley actually. So this driver pulley size should be less than this idler pulley. Okay, this is one just guideline which has been provided. And if you are going to place the outside idler pulley, okay, it should be near to the driver, okay, on the outside of that belt to adjust the pressure or that what we can say tension in that belt. Okay, this is about the idler pulley and some terms which are we are using in case of belt drive. Further, if you are going to see types of belt drive, which already you might have learned in your prerequisites. Basically, there are two types, flat belt and V belt, but there are round belts also. Okay. In some applications, you might have seen the belts are made up of rubber and their cross section is round. So in case of flat belt, we know that width is more as compared to the thickness. It is called as flat belt. Round belt in some applications like computer, okay, where cooling motor is run by means of belt or cooling motor is used, cooling fan is run by means of motor, and in that case rubber belts are used which are having round cross section. Likewise, there are some other applications also, but this application is familiar to you. In V belt, in case of V belt, cross section is made up of V shape, okay, that are called as V belts. And multi-groove belt, I'm doubtful whether you have seen such type of belt or not. These grooves are made on the belt, and specially grooved pulley is used for that. Have you seen such type of belt or such cross section of any belt? Mostly you may find this in engine for the timing belt, or horizontal grooves are made on that belt. If suppose this is a cross horizontal grooves are made on that belt. Later on, I'll show picture and its application. Somebody has written comment. Yes, conveyor belt. Conveyor belt is also of this type, crude belt type. Okay. Basically, when we are going to see conveyor belts, then they are coming under the category of clad belt also. You might have seen in sugar industry, where sugar bags are transmitted from one place to another place. In that case, flat belts are used. Where conveyors, that means sugar cane is carried out from one place to another place up to fiberizer. In that case, this groove type of belts are used. Got it? Next. When we are going to see here, you can see one picture. And in this picture, it is clearly shown that the utilization of plaid belt. Okay, so plaid belts are common and mostly used belts than V belt and grooved belts, because basically the application of belt has started from the plaid belt. Later on, invention has taken place, or some research is taken place, and later on, this V belts are invented, and after that, these grooved belts are invented. Okay, these plaid belts are used to transmit power. Okay, their arrangement is very simple. That's why they are mostly preferable. Getting, so they are simple in construction as well as for the arrangement. Then cost is also low in case of plaid belts. Okay, and they are very useful in case of overload. So they are going to give good resistance for the environmental condition also, and the friction power which is transmitted. Okay, or power which is transmitted with the help of friction, they are giving better results in that case also if the overload is going to occur. And disadvantage is that they are more noisily. Noise which is produced in case of belt drive is more. Also, as the cross section is flat, that's why low efficiency is there. Okay, and they are used to transmit low speed. Okay, basically they are used for the low speed application. If the speed get increased, then we have to shift to the V belt, and later on to the grooved belts also. In case of low belt or low speed, these plaid belts are used. Then they can be used for the bulky requirement. That is, what high power transmission can be taken place, or in case of bulk application, these type of belts are used. You might have seen this type of belts in flour mill. Okay, very common application of plaid belt where we can see the plaid belt, that is flour mill. Okay, nowadays these flour mills are also available with the V and other type of belts. Basically V belts only, not other type of belts. But in old flour mills, you might have seen that plaid belts are mostly used. Then these plaid belts were the traditionally made from the leather. If we see its material from which the plaid belts are manufactured, then in old days they were manufactured from the leather or fabric. That fabric, that is nothing but it may be cotton also, or some other artificially made fabrics like resin and all that. So they are manufactured from the fibers, and later on they are covered with some rubber material, and they are used. Okay, so nowadays we are not going to use leather and this costly, what we can say, material for manufacturing of that belts. Mostly we are going to use rubber, and it's what we can say, reinforcement. So fibers are reinforced with the rubber and belts are manufactured. So, but if you compare with the leather material, then leather material is going to give good grip of that belt over the rubber, as well as they are durable. Okay, that means they can be used for a long time, because basically leather is durable material and it can be used for the long time, and very less uh, environmental effect is there on the leather. So we cannot use in humid atmosphere, but in rest of other places, this leather is better one. And next, when we are going to see advantages and disadvantages of this plaid belt. Okay. Basically, when we are going to consider V belt and plaid belt, then this normal reaction which has been provided in case of V belt is more. This is normal reaction which has been provided by the pulley on the belt, and this is for the clad belt. Okay, so there are more chances to have slip in case of clad belt, and that is avoided in case of this V belt. So that we can consider as one of the major advantage of V belt and disadvantage of clad belt. But in case of this, while we are going to consider its disadvantage, we can consider it as an advantage also, as already I have talked about it. It stops power transmission, and that's why further breakage is avoided. Now, when we are going to see very high power transmission or high speed power transmission, okay, then in that case, these flat belts are preferable. Then for long power distance or center distance between the pulleys, rather than V belts, flat belts are used. And where drivers with non-parallel shafts, okay, that is nothing but if there is some, what we can say, inclination in case of that uh, pulleys or shafts where you want to transmit the power. In that case, V belts are not preferable because they are not allowing any what we can say change in the angular, what we can say, alignment of that pulleys. So I do have personal experience that when we are going to have non-parallel shafts which are connected in one of the machinery, I observed that that pulleys were not in inline where the V belt was used. And after some days, if we observe that the V belt is actually get cut because of that eccentricity in the pulleys, and it was required to replace frequently. So we go to the root cause and we come to know that that pulleys were not inline. There was slight difference in a driver and driven pulley, and that's why that belt was getting failed, or that was related to the, what we can say, this normal reaction and force application. Such type of problems are not occurring in case of flat belts. So they are adjustable with the center distance also and with the non-parallelity of that shafts, as well as unidirectional pulleys. Getting me? So in such applications, we can prepare these flat belts, and they are applicable for the small, or they are not recommended actually for the small pulley diameters, but V belts are more preferable in that case. And where the large power transmission has to be taken place, these flat belts are preferable. Any question? I'd like to hear from you. No question. Okay. Now disadvantage, as I have mentioned here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 disadvantages. You can make it as a 10 also, because you can increase 1, 2 disadvantage in this case. This is very what we can say famous question, that write the advantage and disadvantages, and students are more preparing to such type of questions where we are going to write advantages and disadvantages. Okay, easily you are going to give answer to such type of questions. But as this semester exam will be conducted online, that's why you will not have chance to write your paper, and you will face only MCQs. So this type of questions, right, disadvantage and advantages, will not be there. So if you are going to list out the disadvantages of clad belts, then first advantage is that you have to mention it. Okay, it is important disadvantage that sleep is more in case of clad belts. As the sleep is more, definitely efficiency will get reduced. Okay, then they should always, just a minute. You can write your roll number in chat box, and as soon as you are going to write your roll number in chat box, you can leave this meeting.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
When I'm writing the number, that time it says TYA is not in meeting.
TYA.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm getting your, what is your roll number?
56, sir.
Yeah, I'm getting. If I'm going to write here, TY56.
Sir, 34. Sir, 34.
Are you able to see this TY56?
Sir, 34.
Yes, sir.
Are you able to see this 34 also?
Sir.
Yes. Can you see that roll number which I have placed over there? Hello?
Yes, sir. We can see.
Okay, but you was unable to write your roll number.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, thank you for listening me.